learned scholars of Islam misguided the understanding of the Quran. We now have this sad task to do, to point out that they were deceived. I don't know whether Shaitan had blocked their capacity to understand. The Quran says, no, they did not kill him. No, they did not crucify him. But Allah made it appear like that. Since Allah says they did not crucify him, these schoolboys declare, once you are put on the cross, you are crucified. That's right. Even if you stayed on the cross for half of a minute, that's all, and you are crucified. What can we do with such pathetic scholarship? It can't be called scholarship. So they say, no, he was never put on the cross. And since he was never put on the cross, some Tom, Dick, or Harry was put on the cross. It's nonsense. The pattern of corruption, distortion, misguidance continues to proceed. The theory of substitution, that some Tom, Dick, or Harry was made to appear like Jesus, the Messiah. And that innocent man, oh, no, he was not innocent. He did something for which he should be crucified. The innocent man, because he never claimed to be the Messiah. If Allah is responsible for that, you made Allah an unjust God. I pity you on Judgment Day when you have to stand up to defend this rubbish. And we disposed of that. We said, no, that never happened. This is nonsense, corrupting the explanation of the Quran. Allah says, number one, they did not kill him. Number two, they did not crucify him. Number three, وَلَكِنْ شُبِّهَ لَهُمْ. Allah made it appear like that. That's the meaning of shubbiha lahum. Allah made it appear to them like that. Number four, Surah Ali Imran, in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah says that I'm going to cause you to experience wafat, and I'm going to raise you unto myself. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Ya Isa, oh Jesus, inni mutawaffik, I'm going to cause you to experience something called wafat. Warafiuka ilayk, and I'm going to raise you. What is wafat? Instead of rushing to give your own explanation of wafat, a scholar will go to the Quran and let the Quran answer what is wafat. And the Quran speaks in Surah Al-Zumar. And it says very plainly and clearly, wafat is something connected with maut, or death. That there is a process which takes place for someone to die. And that process commences with wafat. What does the Quran say? Allahu yatawaffal anfusa hina mawtiha. Allah takes the soul at the time of death. Allahu yatawaffal anfusa hina mawtiha. Allah takes the soul at the time of maut or death. So wafat is taking the soul. No, wafat means to take it. You'll find all these translations with this bogus translation of the Quran, that Allah took him. They have no shame to betray the Quran in this way. Allahu yatawaffal anfusa hina mawtiha. Allah takes the soul at the time of maut. It is a process. And the verse goes on to say that the process will be completed if after Allah has taken the soul, he decides to keep the soul. Then the process will be completed. But if he chooses to return the soul, then maut never took place. No, most certainly it was not death. So if Allah took the soul, he says that twice. Twice he says that in the Quran. Allah took the soul of the Messiah and Allah raised him. Then what happened after he took the soul? If he did not die, if they did not kill him, if they did not crucify him, that Allah took the soul. And as a consequence, they were convinced that he was dead. Allah made it appear to them that he was crucified. And then when no one was around to see, Allah returned the soul. Where was he? When Allah returned the soul, I don't know. But if I say that the Christians say this and that, they jump on my back to crucify me. That's what they do. So I don't know where Allah returned the soul. Maybe you know, I don't know. So Allah returned the soul when no one was able to see. And then Allah raised him. So no one knew that he was not crucified. Anyone who was present would be convinced that he was crucified. So don't blame them confident that he was crucified, because if I was there, I would also say he was crucified. And if you were there, you would also say he was crucified. Allah took him and Allah raised him. So they gave you a false explanation of wafat. And as a consequence, since he is the sign of the last hour, it is now plain and clear that the Quran is referring to his return, something which has not occurred as yet, will still occur, an event which occurred immediately after this event of the crucifixion. Some of the Israelites were crying or weeping for what they saw. But there were others who were celebrating. Inna qatalna al-Masiha Isa ibn Maryam Rasulallah. This is sarcasm. We killed him. Oh, the Messiah. Oh, the Messenger of Allah. We killed him. Then Allah responded. And he made a statement of something which would happen at the end of history. This is long, long before. And he's saying this is going to happen. Like when they were putting the boy down in the well, in the bucket, Yusuf alayhi salam, Joseph, Allah said to him, you're going to tell them what they did one day. And that was fulfilled many, many years later. Similarly, when they were celebrating that we've killed him, Allah says, وَإِن مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا لَيُؤْمِنَنَّ بِهِ قَبْلَ مَوْتِهِ وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَكُونُ عَلَيْهِمْ شَهِيدًا. That not a single one of them will escape. All of those who are celebrating now, rejecting him as the Messiah. He's dead. He didn't rule the world. The golden age never came back. He's a false Messiah. Allah says, not a single one of them will escape. They will have to believe in him as the Messiah before his death. And on Judgment Day, he will give evidence against them. They're going to the hellfire. Allah speaking about when he says before his death. The correct understanding is before the death of the Messiah. That's the correct one. But we see the pattern of obstruction and corruption where there are those who say, no, 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 it's not the death of the Messiah. It is every Christian and every Jew at the moment when he is dying. At that moment, he will have to believe in the Messiah. The Jew will have to believe in him as the Messiah, and the Christian will have to believe in him as a prophet and not as God. At the moment when the Christian is dying. They know that is false. That is an attempt to corrupt our understanding of the Quran. Because the Quran does not say heen al-maut, at the moment when death is occurring. The Quran says qabl al-maut, before he dies. They will all have to believe in him. And if you use this meaning, no Jew has declared his belief in Jesus as the Messiah before his death, except a handful who took the Shahada and became Muslims and Christians. Most Jews, 99%, have died without believing in Jesus as the Messiah. So the Quran is saying before the death of the Messiah. So the Messiah has not as yet died. Surah An-Nisa, that the Messiah will return. And at that time when he returns, every Jew who has rejected him as the Messiah will now be forced to believe in him as the Messiah. And then you will die, and then on Judgment Day he'll give evidence against you.